I'm gonna say it. Should I say it?
Say it.
Should I just tell them what's up?
Tell them about it.
Okay, this might be.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
I might lose some of you here, but summer fucking sucks. Summer sucks. Summer fucking sucks.
Fucking sucks.
Winter fucking rocks. Usually, like, I don't know.
You
about
didn't tell
that.
me you were going to say that.
Winter
I don't
fucking
know.
rocks. In Game of Thrones,
What?
I would be a fucking Stark
Who?
every time.
Why?
I'd be chilling in Winterfell, dude.
Yeah, you'd be in Winterfell. You'd be a
I'd be
Night's
behind. I'd
Watchman.
be beyond the wall. Yeah, I'd be.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking
You'd be a, what are they called?
a wildling.
You'd
dude.
be a wildling.
Wildling. I'm a bit of a wildling. So summer sucks. It's hot, dude. It's way too hot. Things are heating up crazy, I feel like. Does it feel like that to you?
Yeah, I can't even enjoy the summertime. I feel like it's so hot I can't be outside to enjoy it unless it's 8 o'clock at night or 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning.
Literally, in the morning, I go outside and water the plants, and I'm like, this, and it's still hot. I'm like, I haven't felt like I've breathed the fresh air in months. You know how you see pictures from like the 90s and it just seems like the air is so clean. Like in the suburbs, it's just so crisp. Everybody's wearing sweaters, you know, like somebody's like doing the Macarena.
Summertime?
I feel like every picture from the 90s, if it's in the suburb, the leaves are dead, but people are chilling.
Yeah.
It looks like it smells so crisp and clean.
No smog.
No smog.
No fog.
And right here, like in this part of Tennessee, I feel like I'm drowning when I breathe.
Yeah, well, your lungs are working extra hard because of all the condensation and humidity in the air.
Seriously.
You're definitely making a good case for winter, but
I go outside and I feel like I'm dying. Legit. I feel like this is what death feels like. And it is what death feels like. Because how do they preserve things?
they
They keep them cold.
keep them cold. They put them on ice.
Imagine you are one big banana. You're going to put that banana in a fucking hot box or in a refrigerator. You know what I mean?
I'd love to see a time lapse of both those things. Just fucking melting.
Yeah, the one in the fridge, just fucking, you put that thing in the freezer.
Yeah. Oh, it tastes like ice cream after an hour. So good. The thing it's very frustrating because you're outside. I was outside today for about 5 minutes, like waiting to go in somewhere, but I was just like getting some shit ready in my car. Just standing out there after I went in and I was like talking to this friend of mine.
Who was that friend?
I was like, in my head, I was like, am I going to pass out? Like, it was cool indoors, and I was like, I think I'm just hungry and I'm eating.
Yeah, did you hit that point where you're like, you have to just acquiesce and just accept it?
We'll do it live.
And almost just dissociate in your body, just be like, fuck it, it's hot.
Fuck it.
Yeah. I think I was feeling that way, and I almost had to say, at what point does it get so bad where you feel like you have to tell the person that you're hanging out with, like, I need like 2 minutes. I need 2 minutes to
like
just
process,
feel how bad I feel, and just try to like not focus my energy on anything else other than how bad I feel to get better.
Let me just say this.
Listen, I'm feeling like shit right now. Just give me a sec. I can't and it's for their sake, because you're talking to me and like these words aren't being processed. So you're better off like trying to do something else.
Yeah, I'd like to be a good listener right now. Yeah, and I can't. I'm incapable of that.
I can't provide that to you from human to human.
Yeah,
I am currently experiencing ultimate entropy.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, so you do make a good case in that regard.
It really goes back to, a lot of it is mental. For some reason, and I thought it would have been the opposite, but for some reason, if I take an edible and I go out in the heat, I don't notice it as like at all.
You know, I will say the other day when we went to Pride, I think you took it's probably like a 10 milligrammer.
Unknown dosage.
I was worried because I know you're not a heat boy. You seem fine.
Everyone else was hot. And
I was very hot. I was like, I wonder how Nilo's feeling. I look over, you're just like,
I feel like Carrie too, because she took one and we were just like,
yeah, maybe that's the cure, dude. Maybe THC lowers your body temp.
Maybe. Well, the thing is, I think
by the amount of milligrams
I was hot, like I was sweating.
Okay.
But I just wasn't caring as much, and I thought it would make me more anxious. But I don't know, something about the body feel. It was just like, it's fine.
Interesting.
It almost introduced this stoicism in me where it's like, whatever is happening, it's like, it's already hot. you're only adding another layer by just mental suffering on top of it, you know?
Yeah.
You're not going to change this in the near future, so.
Well, you were already hydrated as well, too. You were feeling, it's not like you were neglecting that part of it, you know? Like, everything was fine minus that.
I was also beginning to get a little drunk.
Oh, okay.
So
there's a little crossfaded element.
Yeah,
which,
so who knows?
This goes against everything anyone advises in the heat. They're like, don't drink alcohol, probably just drink water.
And then by the time we were headed to the pool, I was like, fuck yeah, could this take it any better?
Oh my God, dude, that pool felt good.
But I think when I'm not on the edible, it's about control.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this 2 years ago on the pod when we had the poll that said, like, would you rather be inside in the AC, but it's like cold enough that you need to wear a hoodie on?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you rather, you know, not have the AC, but it's a little bit sweaty in there, you know?
Yeah.
And I chose the hoodie with the AC. I think it's just a control thing. I think it's like the heat death of the universe, right?
Great transition.
This is how I've come to realize why I don't like it when it gets hot.
Why?
Okay.
I don't understand.
Heat. When things are heating up, they're expanding, right? All the molecules are jiggling around, and that creates chaos. That creates disorder. That's a transfer of heat. Things that were once clumped together are now just they're out of control. And that gives me anxiety. I'm like, let's reel this in. I'm not ready. It feels like I'm hurling a little faster towards death. And I've come to realize I don't want to die. And so, okay. So the universe is expanding.
Yes.
And the rate at which it's expanding is also expanding. So it's expanding, and it's expanding faster. And everything is expanding outwards. So the galaxies are expanding, everything inside the galaxies are expanding, everything's moving farther apart over time, right? Faster and faster. This is my explanation of heat death. I'm not a scientist, so astrophysicists, if you're out there, go ahead and comment beneath. The thing that keeps us together and keeps the illusion of stuff is like, you know, there's gravity, there's something called dark energy or something. The idea is that eventually the expansion will be going so fast that it's overpowers gravity, right? Everything will start to just really get super distant from each other. On Earth, if we were still alive, at a certain point, you wouldn't be able to see another galaxy in space, like with a telescope, the way we can now. You just look out there and it'll just be black because everything's like getting super far away, right?
Even stars?
Stars too.
This is like billions of years, right?
This is like 2040.
yeah. Add another fucking thing to...
This is billions going on trillions.
Okay.
Eventually, everything is so far apart that everything just kind of stops. Like nothing's pulling anything to anything else. Everything has just sort of reached the complete settle, maximum entropy. Like all the energy is gone from the universe because everything's just so far apart. And then the temperature actually reaches absolute zero. So it's called heat death, but it's actually like negative 500 degrees Fahrenheit.
So it's like heat freeze.
Yes.
Heat gon' die.
The death of heat.
The heat gon' die.
It's called that because the process of those things expanding and becoming super disorganized is entropy. It's like this heat transfer, and it's the reason, like, let's say you boil up a cup of water and then it cools off. That cup of water, it's not going to reboil itself. It's never going to go the other way.
Oh, it's only going to get cooler.
It's only going to get cooler to a certain point till it reaches like as cool as it can be.
Absolute cool as it can be. Okay. So the universe has an absolute cool as it can be. And
yes, the universe has a tendency, just like a cup of coffee or like your desk. You can organize your desk to be perfectly clean, and it will become disorganized for sure. Like, and that it being disorganized is way more likely than it ever being organized, because it being organized is like it's like a specific set of conditions, you know?
Yeah.
So everything kind of leans towards entropy, right? Leans towards the final chill, the big chill. That is why I don't like heat, because it seems like it's bringing us closer to that too quickly, you know? I'm like, chill. Keep my particles together. You know? I want my particles to be where they are. You know? I don't want to go searching for them in the fog. So I like it cold. I like to be able to control, like, make sure all my matter is kind of in one place. You know, make sure my bits aren't sort of floating out there.
Maybe that's why you feel less scatterbrained when it's, you know, wintertime.
Yeah.
Also, you know, maybe it's our fucking...
Doesn't it feel like there's a mania in the summer a bit?
A little bit, yeah. I don't know if it's the caffeine hitting or if it's or what exactly, but feel like there's a
Wait, did you get coffee before this?
Well, I'm not saying necessarily right
okay.
now. I did have coffee before this.
Good,
but
good. I just had some too.
Yeah, I think that's got to be part of it too. I mean, it's just heating you up, so you got to feel like you're on the move.
Yeah, you got to feel like you're on the move, and maybe that's why people tend to get happier in the summer, and maybe that's just them having a positive frame on their anxiety. It's just it's you enjoying the chaos, maybe because when things are cold and chill, that you can see how it leans towards depression because there's just not much action happening. There's just not a lot going on. Everything's kind of, but I like that. I like a nice calm
facing it. I
do like chaos, obviously. I gravitate towards like weird people, and like if like a weird situation is happening out in the world, I'm very curious. I'm like, what's going on over there?
How did this start and how's it going to end? Yeah.
No threat detected. I'll stand right here.
Yeah. I will not break the fight up, but I'm curious about how it will end.
But yeah, the winter is just nice, and I feel like heat death is low-key kind of tight because it's like that final chill, It makes you realize that no matter what, eventually we're all just going to be resting hardcore. All that stuff that is out there spread so far apart, that's going to be us, It's made from us. So that's going to be us out there just fucking going, oh my God.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, the universal slumber, just like, oh, here we go.
Just like fucking float.
And I will soon stop. After trillions and trillions of years, I'll finally just...
Yeah. I'll be out of the bardo, dude. Out of the middle grounds.
Yeah, and it makes a strong case for going hard while you're still alive. Because you're like, I'm gonna chill so hard eventually.
Well, people have that, dude. People have that phrase where it's like, I'll sleep when I'm dead, kind of thing.
And you will.
Steve Aoki.
Don't rush it. It's gonna happen anyway.
Also, I think this makes a case for why God is not real. I think if God was real, he would have made it more of he would have had 8 seasons, because I think you're going to love winter for about half the season. And then I think the second half of the season, you're going to be like, I'm fucking over this.
Yeah.
So if everything was shorter and times it by 2, winter is 2 months.
Yeah, okay.
2, or whatever it would
cycle
be.
Through. Yeah.
Cycle through faster.
Yeah, that's the devil getting in there and fucking up the system.
I think it's just science. I think it's just science. It's like I'm unforgiving. I don't give a shit that you hate the summer and the heat. That's just how it's going to be created.
Exactly.
And God be like, I'm not that cruel, man.
Somehow the combination of every single event that has ever happened, now we're doing this goofy ass shit, and it's like, the universe doesn't give a fuck, but we get to like wear headphones and do weird shit.
We're fucking jesters of the modern age, dude.
We're jesters of the modern age, dude. We're here to entertain you, distract you during the hard times, and we don't even ask for much in exchange. We don't want royalty. We don't want riches beyond our wildest dreams. We just want to keep getting invited to hang, Yeah. Just keep us around. Just make sure as long as our heads aren't in the guillotine, we're good.
Yeah.
We'll keep goofing for you.
I mean,
that's the mission statement.
Just don't kill us.
Just let me keep playing my lute.
So we're bard jesters. We're jester bards.
Yeah, I think we're just, royal, like we're entertainers. I think it's starting to kind of democratize like that,
I'm a creator. We're influencers.
We're artists. I've been thinking about that a lot recently. Like when you call somebody an influencer, why do you call them that and not like a creator? Like, and what does that look like to do content that like a quote unquote influencer would do? But when people see it, they go, oh no, that's creativity.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it maybe is like people, I'm not saying I necessarily agree with this. I feel like people see influencers as hot and talentless, which I'm not saying that's how I view it.
Okay.
But
you're strongly suggesting. No, I'm kidding.
No, but I think that's like generally it when it comes to mind for a lot of people. I think they're like, oh, they're just hot and they just like show their lives and they just like kind of grift products. And
I think that's a lot of it is that it's products. And it's almost like there's no originality. Like art kind of involves you having a perspective. And a lot of times it feels like there's no real original perspective, but then again, I don't know, I
think there's got to be a balance there where there are some people who are who I don't necessarily think, like Casey Neistat. I don't necessarily think of him as an influencer, even though he does products.
You see what Casey Neistat does, and if you wrap your head around it, you go, that's actually fucking awesome. Wow, that's cool. But he actually shoots things and makes cool videos, and products are just kind of part of that because he likes the products.
Yeah. And maybe they're just less dislikable because I feel like
because he's ugly. At the core of it, it's because he's not just flexing his fucking.
Maybe he's not a cutie like
I love the man. He inspires me. He's somebody I would look up to in this realm, but
he's not hot.
He's not hot.
Yeah.
Every time I look at him, I'm like, oh. Also, but I'm also like, oh, awesome. You know?
Yeah. You feel good about anything he posts or does. I haven't actually seen anything he does in a very long time. And then you think about David Dobrik, and it's like, I don't like that guy. Yeah. And I don't even know that much about him, but I just don't like him.
But you see somebody like Mr. Beast, and I think he's awesome because he's just like obsessed. Anybody who's obsessed about like craft or like mastering a thing, he's like,
yeah. I don't know much about him either, but I don't have a impulse to dislike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It is there slightly, but I also what I think is happening is a lot of these influencers.
Mr. Beast isn't hot either, though, right?
No, he's so normal looking.
Yeah,
he's the most regular guy.
Yeah.
Not even particularly charismatic. He's like a logistics guy. I think it seems like, maybe you'll agree, that the creator economy is going to start having way better shit. I think now everybody's kind of me personally at least, I'm wrapping my mind around the idea of these content creators, that they just have this kind of 360 degree, they'll do videos that kind of reflect their personal taste. Mm-hmm. It's informational, it's entertaining, but they'll they consider the sound design, they consider the lighting, they consider the video, they write the kind of order of events, then they edit it, and they go through all these things, and it's kind of a cool thing. And Bo Burnham is kind of, I feel like, leading the charge again. I feel like people will see like his special inside and go, oh, like if you have like a studio in your house to do video and audio content, you don't have to just do like tech reviews or like cooking videos or like deep dives on fucking furries or shit like that. Like you can use that to make something different,
Yeah.
And there's not really rules or boundaries around it. And all the young people who like blew up on YouTube and are still wanting to like make stuff, I think they're maturing. Like I think they're changing the kind of content they make now, because even they realize that like, the influencer thing is kind of like for young bucks and doesn't last.
Well, I think there's less money in it too, as there used to be with products and stuff. I think people are also like paying less money for products because people kind of have started to realize like, oh, Jake Paul is selling these boxes that, are basically like a Ponzi scheme or something. Just like, it doesn't necessarily mean the thing that they're associated with is like going to be great, because they could just be taking it for the cash.
Exactly.
And I think people are realizing that now.
Yes.
And so you're going to have maybe better products probably, because you have people that are like people you actually look up to that are mature, that aren't just trying to get the money, that are like, I'm only going to, show the product because I actually care about it.
Yeah.
And that probably falls into it too.
That's kind of nice.
It is weird to think about an influencer getting older.
Yeah.
Like... Totally. And kind of realizing like, oh, this stuff that I'm doing is kind of lame, or, my audience is also getting older.
Exactly. Like Logan Paul, I started watching some episodes of his podcast because there's like some people on there. Like he had the Shark Tank guy, Kevin O'Leary. I was like, wanted to see it. He's getting older. He's like growing. It seems like smarter, more responsible, asking good questions. He's genuinely a good interviewer. I'll say that. Like, it's really interesting. It's
kind of like, with so many people doing stuff now, you have to be unique and
authentic. And
God, dude, it's kind of wild how many people do it.
I know, it's insane, isn't it?
With everything, and everyone does music, and everyone does all the stuff, which is great, and also like
it's great,
a little bit paralyzing.
It's definitely double-edged sword. I think it's great. I think if you just look at it as creative community and just consider yourself a creative, and you've been around long enough to have a pretty good view, good taste. It's like seeing a bunch of fellow weirdos be able to express themselves. But like, TikTok is always that love-hate thing of like, this is pure entertainment. This is just like mind sugar straight to the dome, crack cocaine, pure fun. But they kind of admit to that they are that, they're not a social media platform. They're an entertainment platform.
Yeah.
Entertain us, do it quick, do it raw, do it dirty.
Yeah. I mean, somebody's always going to fill that space.
It's cool how like a thing will trend and people will do like their take on it. There's a lot of creativity, and then the turnaround time on that trend is so short. Sometimes that speed works for me, like I can think of something really quick, but other times I like to go way slow. But I don't know I don't know. I don't know if I've just taught myself to be really, to like work on something slow over a long time, you know?
Sometimes I get confused about what the best way of making things are, because you see people say, yeah, you know, we made this fast, or we did this fast. And I'm like, it's a double-edged sword, because you can work on stuff and make it really good, but at a certain point you get like decision paralysis and you never finish it.
I think for the most part, fast, you know, just fucking go. Like it done. Go.
Well, I think I like you can work on it for a while, but also but in hour bursts. Like work on it for an hour. All right, I'm done. Like I'm done, and then I'm going to come back to it, because after an hour, like it's not going to be beneficial.
There's like 3 stages. There's like the starting to work on something creative stage for the day, like for the session or whatever, and it's awkward. It's like starting off a little rough. Kind of feels stop-starty. That's what makes most people not want to do it, and what makes most people not practice consistently is that initial feeling of like, oh, I'm an idiot, I don't know how to do this at all, you know? Like, what am I doing? You get so distracted, you know? You feel like you can't start, your ego gets in the way, and then you hit this middle phase where you're on a roll, you're focused, it's deep, you're pushing yourself, you're hitting all the right moves, right? And then it hits a phase where you're too far gone. You're frazzled out. You deep worked for too long and you're not doing anything good. The returns are diminishing. And I don't know if people like to hear this kind of creative talk, but I think there's like a fake initial, like, oh, I'm done, I got to stop. And then if you push past that, sometimes you get one little dope ass nugget right at the end, something that you wouldn't have got if you didn't push through. Like, and then after that, you're done.
Is it like the idea, is it like I finished this part and I started a different idea here, but it's like the start of something cool. It's like a start of a new nugget.
It's just a feeling, I feel like, where you're just like, I haven't done anything worthwhile in the past hour. And then it's that thing of like, it's darkest before the dawn, you know, the resistance is strongest right before, you know, you're about to come. And then you just like do something that's like fucking sick. You're like, oh, I wouldn't have got there if I didn't stick it out. And you're like, oh, okay. And I think for me, I think the time, if I had to put a time amount on it, is 4 hours. Like 4 hours is a long ass time to work on something, you know.
But you've got timers, right, going off. Maybe there's breaks in there too.
There can be breaks, yeah. Breaks. You know, every 25 minutes or so, take a break. You can actually do it with no breaks, like 4 hours. But yeah, the first couple hours is like sucks. Is like the first hour is kind of clunky, and then you get in the flow, and then you start to get really frazzled, like approaching, you know, the end of hour 3, and then you just push. And then you get that little fucking, that's that level up sauce, you know, and then you stop.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I think that's true there.
Yeah.
I feel like for most people, there's got to be like, I feel like around there has got to be what everybody feels.
The important thing is just doing. Yeah, you can't burn out. You can't fucking.
Yeah, you can't go too far to the end there.
No. You can't. You can't redline ever. You should just be like, just kind of chilling at a cool driving pace most of the time, and sometimes speed it up a little.
I feel like, what is it? If you're not redlining, you're not headlining.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
It's not a good. Yeah, it's not a good. It doesn't. It's not actually that.
There's a time and place.
The club won't invite you back.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're redlining too often.
Yeah. So, you know. If you're creative, keep creating.
Keep creating, keep making.
And the heat death of the universe is going to be a beautiful thing.
It's coming in 1 trillion years, right?
Yeah. Do you feel like you know, people will always be like, okay, this is kind of a different thing, but you know how people will say that struggle in your early life is good because it puts your back up against a wall and you like transcend and fucking, you know, achieve something great. Exactly.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Not even necessarily Republicans, but libertarians and also Democrats. What do you think of that?
I mean, I think that there is a certain amount of struggle that is good to have. Yeah. But like, saying this as like a white guy, you know, obviously to whatever degree of struggle that from like a pretty decent family life and all that I've had. But like, I think, you know, having like problems come up in your life and, you know, nothing that's like detrimental to your mental health necessarily.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But I think there's a threshold, you know.
That's what's really inconsiderate, I think, about people who say that kind of thing, the Joe Rogans out there and stuff. You can tell that they really mean what they're saying when they say that shit. But it's like, I feel like there's a distinction between back up against the wall, tight deadline, pressure, do or die, and just like the pure reactionary fear of trying to survive,
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna, I think that can make it like harm you in a way, because like,
and it's like, sure, a lot of people go on to do great things out of that, but what's the measurement for that? I don't know. It's just that doesn't mean, first of all, it's the exception rather than the rule. There's a lot of people who just like their shit is suffering and then they just fucking it keeps being bad, they try to work their way out of it and they can't.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know what the account of all those people are, what are the people who like couldn't take it and they never made it and they had a really sad life or they,
and there's so much just ego. There's so much anecdotal, I feel like, ego involved with it.
A lot of anecdotal shit.
It's like, wouldn't it be better to have a world where everybody has the opportunity to fucking be well off and have like existential dread, like have that like first world problems?
Yeah.
Because then I feel like, because for the most part, there's, problems are never going to go away.
Yeah.
But I would rather, if I had kids, I would much rather them be kind of spoiled and struggling with gratitude and not knowing what to do with their lives than like fighting to survive. You know what I mean? Like, because not knowing what to do with your life, that is the next problem, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like humanity has just been trying to survive for so long, and people are kind of looking around like, hey, do we have the means to just not have to just try to survive?
Yeah.
And so we can like stop working on that so much and start, a lot of people are going to be maybe lazy and just kind of want to like fuck around. But like eventually, if everybody was rich, you would realize that like, that money is not the source of happiness. You know? I'd rather have everybody come to that conclusion and then like deal with the new problems that arise,
Well, isn't that a belief of like, once everyone is rich, the definition of rich changes and it goes up. So like in my mind, I think there's like the hyper rich who are like, I want a lot. And if I want to have a lot, then that means that a lot of people can't have a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't see why.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, see why there can't be like just everyone is middle class and there's like a couple upper class people, like why can't, why do people have to suffer in?
Yeah. I don't understand. If there's a way to like work more towards nobody is starving and nobody is homeless, and like as a humanity, humanity can afford it a little bit to just go a little bit in that direction.
Yeah.
Or even think about it. Like, why wouldn't you, Everybody doesn't need to be rich, but if everybody could just not worry about their imminent survival, like immediate survival.
To be at a point where your problem is existential dread.
Your problem is like,
that's your problem.
Your problem is I'm at a job that I hate.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
For everyone to, that's like a nice struggle to have.
Yeah.
There are, when you're a kid, I feel like really, really challenging classes, finding friends, doing stuff like that that's like a positive struggle, like learning. And
no matter what, there's like, the struggle, because you're eventually at the core of it all just dealing with the fact that we're born and then we're going to die. And you're like, why are we here?
Yeah. I feel like people do say this a lot where it's like, suffering and pain, that like it's relative, right? So whatever degree of suffering you're at, your suffering might be worse than my suffering, but you know what I mean? And then eventually somebody who's like super fucked up and messed up, if they got to like where I'm at, eventually down the line on a long enough timeline, they would be suffering about something else.
Yes. There's a lot of millionaires out there right now that are sadder than either of us, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's all relative in a way, but
and we respect that, but we can take care of the survival aspect.
What's the level of suffering that's, Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like our level of suffering is,
that feeling of just having to do quick fix shit and think super short term to survive, you know, then you can't plan strategically long term. And that's the only way to kind of get out of that, you know?
Or, you know, yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about that. I think about that a lot because of the way people handle like homelessness. And, you know, it bothers me because it's obviously no one likes to see somebody that's, so people have different approaches where they're like, let's make it illegal. And it's like, what? Like you can't, like like Missouri has a law where it's like it's illegal. It's a felony to sleep on federal land, so like under underpasses and stuff like that. And it's like, so what are you gonna do? Like you're gonna put them in jail like for fucking sleeping because they can't afford somewhere because it's all too.
You're gonna feed and shelter them.
Yeah, it's like so. Yeah. I mean, shit.
Jesus,
it's all so unfair. It's just it's crazy. It's like, why can't we have a positive approach to this issue? I don't know.
Don't they see that is the same thing as like you're trying to put homeless people into a place?
Yeah.
Just do the good version of that instead of the fucking bullshit version of that, you know?
Yeah, like I feel like it's probably less expensive to house someone in like a public housing thing than it would be to have them in jail, tax dollars wise.
Definitely.
Like why not put that money towards better I don't
especially if they're not violent criminals. Like
I mean, I feel like probably 95% of homeless people are like not violent people, you know? Yeah.
Man, crazy. But, you know, we're just in the middle of that. We're just in the middle of that heat transfer, you know? You just got to...
bubbling in the brain.
Yeah, you just got to fucking go with it, be part of it. It'll ebb, it'll flow.
It'll flow.
We'll chill in the long run.
Yeah, bro.
I think so.
I think so, too.
Spread it out. Spread the love, you know, one day.
It all comes back to Modest Yahoo, dude.
The fact that One Day by Modest Yahoo has come out and there still isn't world peace, that's fucked up. The fact that Where Is the Love by Black Eyed Peas has come out and is available to stream.
Right now, you can buy it on Apple iTunes, I think.
And there's no world peace, that's fucked up.
The fact that
it's fucked up.
The Quincy Jones produced incredible We Are the World is in existence and people go hungry is unreal to me.
We as artists aren't doing our jobs right then. Okay. If John Lennon Imagine is a song and we haven't imagined, then he didn't do a good enough job on that track. You know?
You know, you've just got this beautiful piece of artistry from the Beatles. All you need is love. And the fact that there's just so much hate and indifference in existence today that
what's going on?
Can't have it, you know, it's just so fucking shocking to me.
The middle ground, the fucking center right, center left media wants you to believe there's a fucking boogeyman on the other side. So let's boogie, man. Not good.
What's going on, you know?
What's going on? Do you think this is in tune?
The guitar.
Do you think we could do it like a track?
You can give it a try.
Sing something? I don't know. You know, on this show, we improvise songs sometimes. I'll start on one chord, and then you have to go off that chord.
Okay.
It's a mighty special time. We've got everything with rhythm and rhyme. And you've got your boots on, ready to rock. Yeah. We've gotta change the world for every little boy and girl. They. For every single time that we weep. Oh, we gotta change the world. Change the world, y'all.
Gotta change the world.
It's a bittersweet symphony.
When you're looking back at me.
Sorry for the attitude guitar.
I've been away. Oh, I've been away.
Hey, ho!
By the way, guys, if you found us on TikTok or Instagram or any of these places and you're just here watching us and you're still here because we're so engaging and so entertaining, follow the channel. Just hit the subscribe. Just follow. I'm telling you, life gets better when you start to curate the things that are being fed to you. You know, you start to like certain videos. I just started doing this in the past couple of years, actually being conscious of who I subscribe to. Now, 100% of the time I go on YouTube, I'm like, wow, that is highly tailored to what I want to see.
Yes.
And I want to watch that. You know, if you're one of those guys who just kind of passively will hop on YouTube if somebody sends a link, or you're not fully into the whole podcast thing yet, right now is the time where you change and you evolve and you hit that subscribe button and you get some groovy content from your boys. Whenever you get a little ding from us, it's going to be a nice thing.
A nice ding, a nice thing. It supports us.
A nice ding thing.
Help us support you, you know? Support us supporting you through your day.
Support us supporting you. And then you're going to get more stuff that you like. Cool stuff. Neat stuff. Slick stuff.
Slick stuff.
I know that some people are listening right now and they heard that whole explanation and they're still not doing it.
Oh,
and
of course,
that's
100%.
Really pissing me the fuck off.
Oh, you know, that's how it goes, bro.
And they think, I hear you, but you're not talking to me. You're talking to everybody else, but it doesn't mean me. You're exactly who I mean.
He's referring to you.
I'm referring specifically to you. Whichever way you're consuming this, hit the follow, hit the like. If you already
hit that little bell. Don't forget to hit that little bell.
Hit the little bell. Ring the bell. You're desensitized to hearing it from people, but it's true. Okay?
I think that's part of it too, yeah. There's got to be a different way to say it. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to us on SuckTube.
Commit to us. Choose us every day.
Every day.
Choose us daily.
We are your heir.
We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. Some of you still aren't subscribed, and that's really making me mad right now, but that's okay. We'll get you eventually. You know, so that's it. We kind of got crazy on you. I had a little bit of coffee.
Yeah, you're getting heady. I liked it.
Did you like it?
Yeah. You made good points.
I had some coffee, and that's what it does to me. So thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Hope you like the song, too. And
it's a party anthem.
Yeah, it's a party anthem. Be good.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I got nothing to say. I'm just loving the way you
fucking roast battle.
All right, Bob. I can tell by the sound you when you open your mouth.
You don't want me to get involved with the roast, dude. I'll just be over here just silent as you're just destroying me. Just be like, yeah, you got fucking...
Be like, man, I've had a long day.
Yeah, you got gout, bitch.
I had work. I had a session. This is my third thing today.
I'm tired.
Feeling when you face away from me, babe. I will wait a lifetime if you say you stay with me, babe. I can't shake the feeling when you face away from me, babe. I will wait a lifetime if you say you stay with me.